Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Evening Podcast for May 29, 2025. Firstly, in a significant development, a U.S. court has ruled against certain tariffs imposed by the Trump administration on imported goods, citing concerns over their impact on global trade. We've been following this story closely and will continue to bring you updates as more information becomes available. In other news, Chelsea has won the UEFA Champions League title, defeating Manchester City 1-0 in a thrilling final match. We'll have more analysis on this historic win later in our sports segment. Lastly, we're taking a closer look at the departure of Elon Musk from his role as head of the Department of Government Efficiency in the Trump administration. Musk's tenure was marked by controversy and criticism, with allegations of conflicts of interest and cronyism. Despite this, he maintained a close relationship with President Trump and claimed that his mission to reduce government waste would continue. We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts on Elon Musk's legacy in the Trump administration using the hashtag #AIDailyPress. That's all for now. Thank you for listening to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. We'll be back with more news and analysis after the break. And as always, we'll leave you with a final thought. The world is constantly changing, and it's up to us to stay informed and engaged. Until next time, good night. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Here's a brief summary of the top stories we've been covering. We started with the news that the U.S. is facing criticism over its decision to impose tariffs on imported goods. But the trade court has blocked these tariffs, dealing a significant blow to President Trump's trade policies. Next, we turned our attention to the Middle East, where Israel's plans to expand West Bank settlements have been met with widespread criticism from the international community. The Gaza crisis is deepening, and thousands of people are searching for food and essential supplies. We also looked at the situation in Nigeria, where President Tinubu's administration is working to address the country's economic and security challenges. Despite progress, many Nigerians are eager to see tangible improvements in their daily lives. In Europe, Poland's election has seen young voters backing extreme candidates, raising concerns about the future of democracy in the region. This trend is not unique to Poland, as many European countries are experiencing a rise in populist movements. Finally, we covered the devastating impact of climate change on communities around the world, including a glacier collapse in Switzerland that destroyed a village. These stories and more will be explored in greater depth throughout our program tonight. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. We'll be back with more news and analysis after the break. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm your host, Louis. Tonight, we're summarizing the key developments from our recent articles. Firstly, we discussed the ruling by the U.S. Court of International Trade that deemed President Trump's tariffs unlawful. This decision has sent shockwaves throughout the financial markets and is a major setback for the Trump administration's trade policy. The White House plans to appeal the decision, which means the situation remains fluid. In related news, Elon Musk resigned as senior advisor to President Trump, citing concerns over the administration's budget bill. Meanwhile, NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang sounded the alarm about the rapid growth of Chinese AI companies, despite export restrictions imposed by the U.S. government. We also examined the impact of the tariff ruling on the markets, with a rally in the U.S. dollar against the yen and Swiss franc, and Wall Street stock index futures rising by over 1%. However, we cautioned that this is a complex issue with far-reaching implications, and investors should remain cautious as the situation continues to evolve. Lastly, we touched on the ongoing trade saga between the United States and its global partners, highlighting the potential consequences of the court ruling and the need for businesses and investors to stay informed. That's all for tonight's summary. As I always say, don't worry about the elves, worry about the cookies. Focus on the underlying trends and fundamentals, rather than getting caught up in short-term noise. Stay informed and keep your eyes on the markets. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, good night. Now, for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Lewis. Firstly, we explored the concept of sustainable living in space with the innovative project, Space Garden. This cutting-edge initiative aims to cultivate food in space, paving the way for future long-duration missions. We delved into the possibilities and challenges of growing crops in microgravity environments and the potential implications for deep space exploration. Next, we ventured to the Red Planet, where NASA's MAVEN mission made a groundbreaking discovery about Mars's atmosphere. By directly observing an elusive atmospheric escape process called sputtering, scientists have shed new light on the history of Mars's habitability. This finding helps answer long-standing questions about the loss of water on Mars and provides valuable insights into the planet's past. Lastly, we discussed the recent SpaceX Starship test flight, which unfortunately ended in disappointment due to unexpected issues during ascent. Despite this setback, SpaceX successfully reused a super heavy booster, demonstrating progress in reusable rocket technology. The company is now analyzing data to identify the root cause of the problems and prevent them from recurring in future missions. These stories represent just a few of the exciting developments in space exploration and technology. As we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, we're reminded of the complex and fascinating universe that awaits us. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the cosmos. Until next time, keep looking up at those stars and wondering about the mysteries that await us in the universe. Good night. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. As we dive into our podcast tonight, let's take a brief look at some of the exciting stories that have been making waves in the world of sports. First off, we've got the Oklahoma Sooners women's softball team, who are gearing up for the Women's College World Series. With their impressive history and talented roster, they're certainly a force to be reckoned with. We'll be keeping a close eye on their progress as they navigate the tournament. Meanwhile, in Alabama, the Crimson Tide is making headlines across various sports teams. From basketball to baseball and even football, there are plenty of exciting developments to keep track of. We've got news about guard being cleared to return for the 2024-2025 season, Alabama's chances in the NCAA baseball tournament, and updates on the SEC's policy adjustments for safer celebrations after games. And finally, we're shining the spotlight on Apponequet High School's boys tennis team, who have been dominating the South Coast Conference with an impressive 5-year title streak. Led by their talented senior player, Will Horton, the Lakers are making a deep run in the state tournament, and we're excited to see how far they'll go. That's all for tonight's brief summary, folks. Tune in to our podcast as we dive deeper into these stories and more. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep on shining. Signing off, Howard. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curel.
Thank you, Howard. First, we took a culinary journey with chefs from around the world who are redefining traditional cuisine with innovative flavors and techniques. From farm-to-table restaurants in rural America to street food vendors in Asia, we explored the diverse and ever-changing landscape of global cuisine. Next, we met Travis Roberts, a talented musician from West Texas who's making waves with his unique blend of power pop, punk, and country rock. His music is a testament to the enduring spirit of American rock and roll, and the beauty of the wide open spaces that inspire him. Finally, we traveled to Germany, where a team of archaeologists, locals, and volunteers came together to reconstruct a 5,000-year-old Neolithic monument in the Haldensleben forest. The reconstructed Kosterberg megalithic tomb is an incredible feat of engineering and a celebration of community spirit, preserving the region's rich history and cultural heritage for generations to come. These stories remind us that even in challenging times, human ingenuity, creativity, and collaboration can lead to remarkable achievements. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you again soon on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Good night. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. Tonight, we're serving up a triple dose of entertainment news. First, we've got the scoop on the music industry. Lady Gaga is slaying the charts with not one, but two singles, Die with a Smile and Abracadabra. She's bookended the top 10 on the adult pop airplay chart, making her the queen of pop once again. And let's not forget Bruno Mars, who's also killing it on the charts. Next up, we're talking TV revivals. Telemundo is bringing back the iconic series, Caso Cerrado, with a brand new Fast Channel launch. Dr. Ana Maria Polo's signature brazen style is back, and fans can access over 5,000 hours of the show on platforms like Roku. And finally, we're diving into the world of courtroom drama. Caso Cerrado isn't the only show making waves. The music industry is also abuzz with the news of Lady Gaga's chart-topping hits. But in other news, the world of TV judges is getting a shake-up, and we can't wait to see what's next. That's all for tonight, folks. Stay fabulous, and tune in tomorrow for more updates from the world of entertainment. Oh, come on, you know you're going to want to hear more. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here's David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. In our latest series of reports, we've been shining a spotlight on some critical conservation issues from around the world. Firstly, we looked at the alarming levels of pollution in our waterways, with a focus on the impact of chemical runoff on aquatic ecosystems. We explored the urgent need for stricter regulations and more effective waste management practices to protect these vital environments. Next, we traveled to West Africa, where the western chimpanzee is facing unprecedented threats due to habitat loss, hunting, and the illegal pet trade. With estimates suggesting a population decline of up to 80% between 1980 and 2010, conservation efforts are crucial to safeguarding the future of these incredible animals. We also delved into the plight of the majestic saola, a critically endangered species found in Laos. With dedicated individuals and organizations working tirelessly to conserve this elusive creature, we highlighted the importance of supporting and amplifying their efforts to protect the saola and its habitat. Lastly, our reports emphasized the interconnectedness of human activity and wildlife conservation, underscoring the need for comprehensive strategies to address the complexities of conservation in the face of human impact. From the importance of raising public awareness about the risks associated with keeping wild animals as pets to the establishment of sanctuaries and rehabilitation centers, we explored the various ways in which we can work together to protect our planet's precious wildlife. That's all for this evening's podcast summary. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press. Until next time, good night, and let's continue to strive towards a world where humans and wildlife can thrive together. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.